Hey, what's up? Hello. It's actually June 2nd and I'm leaving tomorrow, so this is the last night that I'm actually going to ever spend in this room. And you can see the boxes behind. I'm almost done packing, but I realized that I've never done a room tour, especially a first year dorm room tour. And so I thought, why not do an empty room tour? Because that's what you get when you get into a dorm anyways. So let's go. So I'm actually in a one-room double, which is when you have one room and you have two beds in it, and this is probably what you think of when you hear about college dorms. And I also think this is probably the most common room type for first years. And so I have my side of the room, and I have a roommate, so her side of the room is there, and that's probably all you're gonna see of her side of the room because I want to respect her privacy. But I will show you my side of the room. Here's the door. You walk in, you turn right, and then here is basically all my stuff. And out of all the one-room doubles, mine is pretty big, but a lot of the doubles are not like that. A lot of the doubles are very, very cramped. So it really is the luck of the draw, which I will talk about later about like first year housing, picking housing, my experience with housing at Dartmouth. So this is the bed. I think it's a twin XL bed, which means it's a twin bed but a little bit longer. I actually got all of this like bedding stuff from this company that is associated with Dartmouth. And how I have my bed laid out right against the wall, as you can probably see, it's like in this little crook. The only inconvenient thing, this tangle of wires here, I had to route it underneath my bed and then route that up and then try to keep it on my wall, but it's failing and I'm not in the mood to fix it because I have 2 days. Pretty decent bed. Right now I've taken off a lot of layers of sheets, but I used to have like 2 layers of sheets plus this fitted thing. And what really did it for me was this matte foam thing, because this is the actual mattress that comes with the bed and it's like really stiff, but this makes it so much softer. But I actually really like this bed. Like it was pretty comfortable. Like it might not be what you're used to at home, and it definitely wasn't because my bed was a lot bigger than this, but it's like doable. So the next feature of the room is this bedside table. It's like a shelf-like business going on here. I really kind of just used this as like a nightstand because we don't have a nightstand and I wasn't going to go buy a nightstand. So when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I see, my desk. Originally the desk was actually supposed to be placed facing that wall, but then I moved it this way. I actually really like this because it kind of gives me a more like open view of everything. It makes me more inclined to do my work. And so in every room there's one desk per person. The desk has 3 drawers and this pull-out thing underneath. And then there's like a surface which is pretty long and large, so it can definitely fit all your stuff. There's a socket there, which is really convenient. So this is the chair that comes with the desk. It has a little bit of a rock to it. There's a little bit of a unevenness on the chair leg. When I first came in, I thought it was really, really uncomfortable, so I bought this like mat thing. Yep, this is the desk setup, and if you come to Dartmouth, you pretty much have a pretty similar desk. Let's move on to the drawers. It used to be over here where the bedside table thing is, and I didn't want it to be there, so I moved it. I'm not actually sure if every dorm has this. I know some of my friends' dorms have like it built into some built-in wardrobe, but I do. I have this, and there are like 5 layers of it. Each one is pretty simple. Do a little bit of cleaning when you get in here because it's pretty dusty. Other than that, pretty standard. Nothing that great or bad about it. If you remember, I actually had a fair bit of like decorative, nice stuff on here. There's actually a lot that you can do with decorating. So I had like a huge map, a couple of posters just like on the walls over there. And I actually have this like little alcove thing. She made it so that there were fairy lights going across on top. It's pretty. And now you may ask me, where do I put my jackets? Well, I got the place for you. This room has this weird wardrobe thing. There is a hanger rod top shelf. It had a door, but then it got ripped off. My clothes would hang off from here. I used this part to like hang my shoes. I used that part to hang my jackets, and I only really used like up to here. Yeah, I would have preferred the configuration probably to be a little bit better, but in terms of storage space, pretty good. So now let's talk about storage spaces. So a lot of my stuff are actually stored underneath the bed. What really came in handy were these two crates, which I think I got from Bed Bath & Beyond like in the first week of school. Definitely a need for college. Like you need some kind of thing to store underneath your bed. I ended up just like stuffing a bunch of boxes underneath because it looked cleaner, because it would just be like a bed and nothing would be jutting out. Next is, I guess, the most unique feature of this room, a bathroom. And so what my room actually is called is a 1-room double with a half bath. Really loved having a toilet. All I had to do was literally out of bed, walk across the room, use the bathroom, use the sink, and then leave. You know, when you have a toilet, what more can you ask for? The toilet isn't a huge toilet, so there's like the toilet stuff here. They actually installed this like basket thing, and now I keep my toothbrush in there. There's a rack, and then there's another rack. Behind the door, there's like a little hook, and then there's a sink. You have to buy your own soap though. This is actually a radiator. The radiators are pretty terrible. The radiators start making random noises at like 3 a.m. It sounds like someone is going to kill you in your dreams. Another quick fact about the bathroom is that you don't actually have to clean it. Every building has a custodian. So they actually come like once a week to clean up for you. Oh my god, my lip's bleeding. Okay, so now I'm gonna try to explain how the Dartmouth housing process works. And I'm gonna start out with like first year housing. So this gets a little bit confusing because there are two things that you have to take care of: the housing community and then the residential hall. And so the housing community, there's 6 of them. When you get your housing information, I think you just get randomly sorted into it, and there's all grades in it. So in this case, this is kind of like Hogwarts, you know, when you have like the 4 houses. But then your residential hall does not necessarily consist of only your housing community. Everyone on your floor will be in your housing community your first year. In the first year housing, what they do is they try to get all the first years to occupy one building, and then there's like 9 buildings of just first years. I think it's really great how they separate the first years from everyone else. They can have like more like coordinated programming and stuff to help first years feel more at home at Dartmouth. Bonding with your floor, that really like hit literally the first day. They are really the first people that you meet, and some of my closest friends here are from my floor. Upperclassmen house picking has like a room draw. First year housing is more like super random. You fill out an application and they just like system match you. Not only are you living alone, you're also living with other people. You're living alone, you're taking care of your own stuff, but you have to interact with so many other people, and you have to share spaces with so many other people. You have to come up with a whole strategy to go to the shower, and so all of us have our own like routines of how we like change and stuff after the shower, and we all have like little buckets with like shampoo and stuff in it, so that it helps us transport it better. And these are like just small things that you would never think about when you are living at home. These walls are super not soundproof, and so if you start like screaming at 3 a.m. you would literally wake up the entire floor. That's another thing that you learn, is that you basically don't have any privacy. This is also my first time having a roommate, which is a little bit weird in the beginning. If you communicate it well enough and then you get a sense of each other's boundaries, it will work out. So in general, I would say that my first year housing experience was big win. Beautiful room, wonderful floor, great location, like center campus is prime. And I think just like in general, just like bonding with the floor, everyone was pretty like respectful and really friendly and willing to cooperate with each other and live together. And I'm really glad that Dartmouth has this like enforced first year housing thing. It really helped with my college transition. And I think this is why I was almost going to not make a room tour video, but then I thought that was pretty important for you guys to know about first year housing. And so I will see you next time. Bye.